YouTube was conceptualized in the early months of 2004. Since its inception, the platform, along with its user base, has undergone numerous developments in order to accommodate its unforeseen and rapid acceleration to what would become the first and most popular mainstream video sharing service to date. In this documentary, I will attempt to debunk and analyze the expansion of the YouTube monopoly and how its employees have been enabled to continue, or fail to, capitalize on it, as I explore why and how have YouTubers adapted their videos to benefit from the evolution of the algorithm. Conception. To be able to understand the nature of its appeal, we must first look at why the service was created to begin with. When Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim, former PayPal employees, put their minds together, they discovered a clear gap in the online world for sharing media between friends and family. Attaching media such as pictures and videos to emails was evidently too slow, and the advent of a more convenient service was highly needed in its own right, and made possible by their unique technical prowess and experiences with PayPal, respectively. In the beginning, videos were uploaded to be sent privately between two parties, using the unique web link system. However, an influx of users began to see the value of a site like this to them. Initially, it was expected by the founders that users would use the site to host dating profile videos that had priorly been stored on VHS and sent off to dating agencies. This is what YouTube was marketed as a replacement online dating agency that was more accessible to the general public. Anyhow, the site was picked up quickly by MySpace users due to the appeal of the ability to upload video links to their blogs. This would later be called a vlog, as a portmanteau of the words video and blog, and birthed the first genre of YouTube video, and from that, the slogan "broadcast yourself" was born. Users would see this as an opportunity to upload videos and share them with the world, hence why, following developmental changes in early 2006, the site would introduce a search engine and begin recommending users' videos to other users on the site itself. Some YouTubers would gain immense virality and capture an audience even outside of the YouTube sphere. For example, Good Morning America featuring YouTube videos weekly that had just gone viral. This brought in a ton of traffic to the website, and many investors saw this as a profitable opportunity, so what company inevitably bought the site out? None other than the most popular search engine host in the world. Google monopolizes YouTube. On the 13th of November 2006, Google purchased YouTube for a whopping sum of $1.65 billion. Google saw the potential in capitalizing on the attention received upon creators' videos, and it was already no skin off their nose to invest in it. Google teamed up with a multitude of willing participants that were popular on the site, introducing the concept of AdSense, which was initially only for creators with a large audience, as this would mean a guaranteed payout on their behalf. These videos would typically rake in hundreds of thousands of views, which was a great deal at the time, as the site had only just been set in motion. Layout changes were also implemented that restricted freedoms of channel design, such as a less customizable amount of features, shifting the focus of profitable YouTubers to content, video quality control, and production value. Being a YouTuber became an aspirational career as opposed to a hobby, as it had been previously. This pushed the way YouTubers structure their content in another direction by incentivizing them with the prospect of earning a decent salary based off of doing what they already love to do. By the early 2010s, videos would require a formulaic approach to how they are created, with attention to details such as stylization for things like editing and cinematography, budget for the latest equipment, and originality, all to create a more polished and professional atmosphere. Similar to that of a TV show, as YouTube would quickly become an ideal on-demand source of visual entertainment for many who required that structure to keep their focus. At this point, a wider circle of YouTubers began to see AdSense revenue, as YouTube decided to begin to allow advertisers to monetize much smaller YouTubers, who could then capitalize by implementing features more popular YouTubers used to make their videos more entertaining. For example, in Let's Play videos, bigger channels decided to start using a webcam alongside their gameplay to add a more familiar feel to the video. This has helped channels grow in the past, as it gives viewers something more to look at besides the main focus of the video, as naturally the human eye is drawn to faces. This trend is recognised to have been started by the likes of PewDiePie, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye, who were and continue to be large celebrities on the site, earning millions in revenue per annum. Editing captions onto the screen also drew attention onto certain YouTubers' videos, mostly on compilation videos, as a comedic form of typography, which was allegedly launched by PewDiePie in his Amnesia: The Dark Descent compilations. Adversely, stylistic tropes like these would eventually run the well of originality dry, as some YouTubers struggled to find a unique point of interest for their videos that gave their videos any more appeal than the others. However, more consistent and witty creators found their user base enjoyed much of the same type of content, with the personality or a slight change in subject being the main source of entertainment. For example, Yo Mama, Is It a Good Idea to Microwave This?, and Epic Mealtime all have/had a gimmick and stuck with it over multiple years worth of episodes, and seem to be trending around the early 2010s with the appeal of their quirky humour, structural integrity, and polished television formatting. They're a good example to look upon retrospectively for a carbon-dated sense of what YouTube slowly became, as all of these channels inevitably fell out of relevancy to their audience years later, and stopped profiting from the algorithm as much, as it evolved past their gimmicks, despite whether or not they are still producing content. Then versus today. How to profit? Ultimately, nowadays, there are many facets that play a part in a successful YouTuber's videos that aren't always obvious from a 2D perspective. According to the official YouTube Creators channel, titles, thumbnails, and descriptions are all taken into account for measures for success depending on the subconscious approval of the target audience. Let's take a look at the way Markiplier used to structure his horror-based gameplay videos in comparison to how he structures them now. This is useful insight as he pushes the same content today as he used to all those years ago. The video in question is called Amnesia Reaction Compilation and was published in 2012. From a first glance, we can see that there is no facecam and no intro. This is in stark contrast with the newer stylization of his gameplay videos, as we can see in one of his newer videos from 2020 entitled 3 Scary Games 55, where there is a long and drawn-out comedic intro made by an editor that he has hired in order to enact maximum proficiency in creating videos that are appealing to his audience, who are watching his scary videos to laugh more than be spooked/shocked. This keeps their attention for long enough that they will be more likely to keep watching, whereas before, Mark would have to rely solely on the main content of the video and the way it is edited. The old video actually contains subtitles, which were used as a form of comedic typography that uses colloquialisms, and which are sometimes inaccurately spelled for the words that he's saying. They give off a benchmark sense of what the demographic's humour would have been like in 2012. Swearing is another aspect of Markiplier's videos which is not carried over to the way he structures his content today, the advent of which being a push towards more family-friendly content by the algorithm, which allows use of YouTube's Made for Kids feature, which lets more people view his content as it is family-friendly. This adds up to watch time and views, and paves the way for a higher amount of revenue income per video. We can see this in the Amnesia Reaction compilation video, where previously there was no filter on his videos for explicit language. However, in his newer one, 8 years later, he uses substitute words like fudge, for example, or doesn't swear at all. Alongside the disdain for taboo topics in his videos too, this secures the fact that he will receive full monetization and fully benefit from the algorithm as it stands today. The length of his videos has also changed drastically. The maximum video length to include more than one ad on a video is 10 minutes. After this threshold, the amount of ads that can be featured on a video exceeds 1, and increases the rate of pay if the watch time goal is met and the advert is played by enough people. In the beginning, when monetization was not much of a consideration, Mark's videos would rarely exceed 10 minutes. In fact, Amnesia Reaction Compilation stands at 10 minutes and 25 seconds, whereas 3 Scary Games 55 stands at a much lengthier 26 minutes and 41 seconds. This is to capitalise on watch time, and the potential for ads to be placed on the video is maximised. Conclusion, summary, and opinions. In conclusion, I believe it is fair to say that many YouTubers have seen their businesses improve by keeping up with evolution of the algorithm, and for them, adapting to certain changes and expectations has not been easy. It is, however, an easier option for a career if you know how to check all the boxes for a successful YouTube video within the algorithm. YouTubers willing to grow and change to fit its needs will go far with their content as it is, akin to any job in the media industry, a viable yet much more challenging job for any one person to profit from by themselves.